This is Mekus with the Continence Club, and I'm going to get straight into this one. It's time to demonstrate. Here's the facts. Your mindset has always been different, and I'm here to tell you that that's okay. You've been chosen, you've been born to be set apart, and that's okay. You were born to stand out and not fit in. And you've known this in the back of your mind growing up. It seems like these days you feel unrelatable to the people around you. Let's talk about it. Everyone around you wants to talk about things that don't matter. They want to eat bad food. They want to go places to waste time. They want to indulge in vices that make you feel bad long term, but good in the short term. And you're getting tired of that. You really want to be around people who understand who it is that you want to become and that are on the same frequency. But it almost seems like that's rare to find these days. You know. You want to have much deeper conversations. You want to find a partner who aligns with you mentally. You want to figure out new ways to tap into your potential. You want to start a business. There are so many things that you want to do that involve, putting yourself through that fire, that involves getting uncomfortable, that involves realizing your potential. And it seems like there's nobody around you that wants to do that. Hardly anyone around you wants to talk about these things. And when you do talk to people about it, it seems like it just goes through one ear and out of the other. And then they want to switch the conversation and talk about, sports or something. Like nobody around you has the guts to improve themselves and tap into their potential. This video is going to get pretty real. So stay with me. Because while others around you complain and remain stuck in identities they hate deep down, you seek evolution in a new identity. And I want to give you a round of applause. And I'm not just here to toot your own horn. I'm here to tell you that this is real. Like, I understand. Like, it seems like you're this person here. It's like everyone around you just almost can't relate. They all want to act the same, do the same things, go to the same places. And, that's just not how you think. That's not how you operate. And so when you try to explain different ways to go about things and to get involved with certain things, to evolve yourself, it seems like all of these people, they just can't resonate with you. You stand out from everybody else. And, sometimes they might think, oh, you're weird or you're doing too much. Matter of fact, listen to this. I've had people tell me that I'm crazy for, getting up at 4 a.m., getting up at 5 a.m., working out early in the morning, right? Or eating clean and stuff. Like, can you believe that I'm crazy for eating clean and getting up early? You know what I think is crazy? Sleeping until 1 to 2 p.m. in the afternoon when you have no business doing that. So you want to become a new version of yourself, but nobody relates. You know you're capable of more and you're ready to risk and sacrifice who you are to become someone great. And a lot of people, I'll be honest with you, are scared of change. And don't get it twisted. It's not like I wasn't, but I've been making changes in my life. And trust me, it's very worth it. And I'm here to, encourage you, and let you know that the only constant is change and everybody wants to stay the same. But that's why everyone hates their current situation. That's why they're stuck. And as much as they cry out and feel like they want to change, they really don't. Because if they did, they would embark on the journey that you are. But they'll come to a realization of that one day. We're not here to judge them or anything, but you've just taken the step that they're scared to take. And guess what? You can be an inspiration for them to take that next step in their lives. That's why you need to focus on yourself, focus on what you have going on, and stop worrying so much about what other people have going on, especially if they're not on your same frequency. So I'm here to tell you, do not be discouraged as you bridge the gap to your desired situation. Don't be discouraged as you shift your identity. Stick with it. Stay with the process. You're going to come across betrayal. You're going to lose friendships, right? You're going to be ostracized, right? You're going to be told that you changed, that you went Hollywood. You're going to be involved with broken friendships, your family members. It's really not limited to any, like, you could, from all sorts of angles, whenever you live through authenticity and individuality. Let me say that again. When you live through your authenticity and individuality, right? That's when people are going to probably see you in a certain way, right? But guess what? You're chosen. You're chosen for this. And here's a little bit of information. I want to break down the differences between a personality and individuality. So all these people in this picture that you see right here, the general society, we can refer them to, right? They all have personalities, but you The golden child, you have individuality. So let me break this down. Personality is an enduring configuration of unique characteristics that influence an individual's consistent patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving. Now, by this definition alone, you can see that it's an inauthentic way of living. It's a configuration. So where's this configuration coming from, right? And where's this influence coming from, right? So essentially, personalities more than likely are programmed into the general society. And 90% of people have no authenticity or self generated concept of themselves or internal monologue. They don't even think outside the box. So whenever you think outside the box, you tell them, "Hey, let's go start this business. Hey, let's go, go work out, go to the gym." And it's like they almost can't program what you're trying to tell them. They can't because their personality, isn't configured that way because they were, programmed by something else. But the definition of individuality, let's dive into this because this is some serious information once you get a grasp of this. Individuality is the set of unique characteristics, qualities, and experiences that make a person distinct from all others. And a lot of times, this individuality is coming from you being a sovereign individual, right? And it's the set of unique characteristics, qualities, and experiences that you've given yourself. And so, this is what makes you different from everybody else because you've taken control, you haven't been programmed like people with personalities have been. You seek self sufficiency and operate on a higher level of thinking and reasoning. Why do you think, you can't really resonate with people anymore? Why do you think whenever you're at work or wherever you're at, you're, going about your day, that you seem to be different and unrelatable? And matter of fact, it seems like people are intimidated by you because they feel like they can't even relate to you, right? You don't want to have those low level conversations about, things that don't matter, people that don't matter, places that don't matter. You want to talk about some serious information. You want to talk about leveling up. And, that's why they say, it's lonely at the top, you know? And this is what the version of yourself in your desired situation understands. It's that many are called, but few are chosen. But here's the thing, that's the best part about life, though, if you were to ask me. Why would you want to be born here to fit in? Like, why wouldn't you want to be somebody greater than you already are? Why wouldn't you want to constantly seek to evolve yourself? And I think, in my personal opinion, I don't know what other life you would live. So you have the potential right now to realize you have generational curses to break. You have people depending on you. You have healing to do. You have power to recognize. Stick with it. Stay with the process, right? Don't give up your mission in life. Don't give up your purpose in life, right? Just because somebody wants you to stick on their agenda, their schedule, but they don't have nothing going for themselves. So it's definitely lonely at the top, man or woman. It's definitely lonely at the top. Whenever you're making these changes, let's talk. Being in the gap, I would say, is the worst part of this whole process when it comes to when I'm explaining you today, because the people in their desired situations, you can't really relate to them because you haven't gone on their level and they can't really trust you. And, so you're kind of stuck in this way because you're also unrelatable to the people in their current situations that don't want to change. So, this process this gap is usually the most annoying out of the two, but we definitely know you don't want to go back to your current situation and be with the rest of society and how they think and behave. But at the same time, you're not really at that point yet where you can like network and be with people in the desired situations, people who are really on that journey. So that's why it's important for you to embody that now so you can join these people at the top. And the thing is, when people here at the top, they're definitely going to want to help you because real recognizes real, you know? So there are also people who hardly care to do so that want to keep you stuck, like I just mentioned, in your current situation. And that worst place to be is in between. So tap in your potential so you're on the same level as those who have shifted their identity and that are successful in their lives, because it's definitely worth it to live a life that you created on your own, and a life that that was meant for you because you stuck through your process and you didn't let anybody get in between that process and between that vision. So don't be discouraged because I understand what you're going through at work, wherever it may be, so just stick the course. This is Mekus with the Continence Club. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you on the other side. And until next time.